Welcome to another edition of Art of the Kickstart. Today, I am super stoked because I'm speaking with one of our longest partners, Kickbooster, today. We have asked Mr. Daniel Whiting, the head of revenue generation, to join us on the show today. So, Daniel, thank you for joining us on Art of the Kickstart.
Thanks for having me, Roy.
So, Kickbooster has been around, I think, 2015, I believe. So you guys have been OGs in the crowdfunding game, and you've truly created one of the top software solutions for crowdfunding creators. So, for all those folks that haven't had a chance to use Kickbooster yet, maybe they haven't launched their campaign yet or didn't know how to be able to use the system, Daniel, give them a little bit of background on what Kickbooster is and why they should be using it for their crowdfunding campaign.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, our flagship product. So back in 2015, when we got started, we launched a software solution that allowed crowdfunding creators to launch affiliate marketing campaigns. Now, affiliate marketing, also known as referral marketing or influencer marketing, essentially what it does is that it empowers others, whether that's bloggers, whether that's influencers, whether that's your backers, whether it's the media, pretty much anyone online. It basically empowers them to go out and promote your campaign, bring in pledges, and then collect a commission based on how many successful pledges they bring in. The commission rate is totally editable, customizable based on whatever the crowdfunding creator wants to select. This has been our flagship product for a number of years. We're the first ones to really start doing it. Still very well known with both Kickstarter and Indiegogo crowdfunding creators for this tool. Now, about a year ago, we launched a new tool called Pledge Manager. So a Pledge Manager, kind of in essence, what it is it's basically goes beyond the basic backer survey tools provided by the platforms. Initially, the main focus was just allowing you to get better shipping information, get more info on the product variants they want. Say you're offering a product that has different colors, different sizes, all that. And then make it more seamless for the whole shipping process once you're all done and ready to send out those rewards. But it's evolved far beyond that. So Pledge Manager now can enable you to do so much more. Things like include product add-ons, like as an upsell. So say you're selling some kind of piece of electronics, an add-on might be, extra cables or any kind of additional add-on gear you might want to upsell that makes sense for what the backer has already pledged for. It allows them to upgrade their reward tier. So a lot of time might have elapsed between when they initially pledged and when they're ready to ship. And now that they know that this thing is a reality, they say, oh boy, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want one of those. I want two. So now you get a chance to go up and do a reward tier upgrade after the fact. So that's a key value add for any crowdfunding creator. The other things that you can do is you can also include shipping charges, include taxes based on regional zones. Reasons you might want to do that, especially for the shipping, is that, a lot of time might have elapsed between when you've actually collected all those pledges and when you're ready to ship. As we've seen in the last couple of years, things like gasoline can skyrocket between point A and point B if there's a year's gap in between. And the prices you calculated for that shipping initially might have changed dramatically. So just gives you an opportunity to get the best price for what you need to charge for shipping. And then additional features like new things that we've been adding are things like the ability to upload shipping tracking information so that backers can go in and see just what the status is and when they might be receiving it. So those are the two primary products that we're offering now to any crowdfunding creator, whether they're using Kickstarter or Indiegogo.
Amazing. So I know, most of our clients use Kickbooster as an amazing referral tool and tracking tool for it. What are some of those hurdles that you typically hear that you have to overcome for creators to, the reasons why they should be signing up for Kickbooster as an affiliate, management platform?
Yeah, absolutely. So, in an ideal world, when you're running an affiliate marketing campaign, referral marketing campaign, influencer marketing campaign, whatever you want to call it, you want it to be, to be able to automate as many of the processes, as possible, right? So, of course, there's always an opportunity where you might be able to manually put something together on your own, but it is incredibly clunky, the payouts, the tracking, all of that. So what you get here with our system is very simple. You create an account. You decide what your commission rate is going to be, typically anywhere from 5 to 20%, although it can vary. It's totally up to you, whatever you want to charge. You can then, once you've selected that commission rate, you create an Booster page. Basically, it's just a page where any potential affiliate, influencer, referral marketer can go get some information about what it is that your campaign's all about, whatever it is that you're promoting on the platforms. They can then register to become what we call a booster for your campaign. So they just quickly set up an account with us so that we can track all that. And then they get their own unique tracking link. Every affiliate gets their own unique tracking link. And with that link, they go out into the world, whether they're bloggers, whether on social media, whether they're sending email newsletters. They leverage that link in all of the content, all the material that they produce to help promote your campaign. Every successful pledge that comes in through that link is then attributed to them. At the end of the campaign, all of the pledges are validated to make sure that none have failed, that none were canceled, that all are completely valid. And then commissions are automatically calculated and the payments made between the crowdfunding creator and all the affiliates. So it's all handled on the back end. So you basically just kind of set it, forget it. You can go in and track it. We've got a multifaceted dashboard. You can go in and see how things are going during any given time. So, essentially in a nutshell, that's kind of how people would go about getting started and kind of how it works. In terms of, the other hurdles and things they might be concerned about, there have been questions about, how do I control the narrative? How do I control the narrative about how this thing is sold? How can I control who said affiliates are? If you're particular about, where they're coming from, you want to know a little bit more about them, you want to be a bit more selective. We can facilitate both of those things. So in terms of some kind of affiliate review, we have that feature in our dashboard. You can enable it at any time. And basically what that means is that any affiliate who wants to sign up to boost your campaign has to go through a quick review process. They got to fill out a very brief form where they include things like their social media links, where they're going to be boosting it, or they're going to include their website, a little bit of information about themselves. You go into our dashboard, you can review all the affiliates, manually approve or deny, or you can do it en masse, whatever you prefer. This gives you an element of control over who said affiliates are. And then secondly, when it comes to controlling the narrative as to how said boosters are going to, promote your campaign, we strongly recommend that you include what we call a media kit. And basically that is just, a folder, a digital folder with everything anyone would ever need to sell. So things like pictures, high resolution pictures of your product, documents that, clearly spell out the product features and the value props and all that kind of stuff that you would use yourself on your campaign page. Any videos you might have are always great. And then any other guidelines. And you can upload that link to your kit, whether you're hosting it on Google Drive, wherever. You can upload that kit right through our dashboard so that any prospective booster who comes along, they can access said media kit. It's basically like a getting started quick guide, and they're off to the races.
So I know Kickboosters started this years and years ago. I mean, just to give our audience an idea of how big your affiliate community is, what's the current size of it now?
Yeah, absolutely. So I did write down some of these stats and prep for this. So between January 1st and today, we've had 57,000 affiliate signups coming from all various different places. In some cases, those are, the campaign creators bringing them themselves. But a large portion of those, about 47,000 affiliate signups, have come from the Kickbooster marketplace. So the Kickbooster marketplace is essentially a site where any prospective affiliate can go and just browse all of the different crowdfunding campaigns that are currently recruiting boosters. So any crowdfunding creator who's leveraging our service can opt to have their product featured up on there. It's a quick database where you can search by all the different categories available at crowdfunding. If you're an e-commerce merchant on Shopify, there's also an opportunity for you to sell as well there. We've got staff picks and hot picks of ones that are really going off in terms of ones that are sold, ones that are fully funded, ones that are brand new. And it just gives the affiliate an opportunity to just browse all the things available to them. And if they see something that speaks to their niche, say I'm a technology blogger and I like talking about the latest gadgets, they can periodically come to our marketplace, look at what's available. They see things that they like, they click it, they register to become a booster, download the media kit, and they begin to promote it on their various channels. And really it's just kind of hands off on terms of the creator part. They don't have to manually go through and get all these guys up to speed. They can just put it out into the world, put it out onto marketplace, and then start recruiting. So that's kind of what we're seeing in terms of like the affiliate process right now for this year.
Amazing. So I know you guys have been included in hundreds, if not thousands, of campaigns, and some of those have gone on to raise over, six figures just from Kickbooster referrals alone. What are some of the tips that you would give to creators to maximize the opportunity of listing on Kickbooster to promote their campaign there?
Absolutely. So, as with anything, like the most successful crowdfunding campaigns are the strategies you employ to be successful at a crowdfunding campaign are the same strategies you employ to have a successful affiliate marketing campaign. So, preparation, you want to make sure that you are getting everything ready ahead of your campaign launch. So, think about it from a affiliates perspective. Okay. So, your campaign, maybe it's only running a month, maybe it's only running 2 months. Okay. So if you wait until very late in your campaign, or maybe it's only the day that you launch before you even attempt to reach out to some major affiliates you have in mind, maybe it's some media publications, maybe it's some big influencers that, are perfectly fit within your niche. If you don't give them enough time to understand what it is you're selling, get some content put together, start promoting that content on their platforms, it takes a bunch of time to get all this stuff put together. It's not often instant. So, getting started early, making a plan, making a list of like major affiliates you might want to leverage. From a more of a referral marketing perspective, if you're looking to leverage the power of your backers, which I think is always a fantastic idea, these are people who believe in your product, they believe in you, they're getting in this thing early, so they're going to be very likely to want to promote this as well. So mobilizing that community, letting them know, if you're building like a pre-launch email list, that kind of thing, as you build it, you might want to let them know, hey guys, we're also planning on launching like a referral marketing campaign. Like, here's how it works. Here's how you register. Here's your media kit. Give them everything that they need to sell. We've had campaigns that have kind of kickoff events with anyone who signed up to become a booster, like right before their campaign's about to launch. You might have like the founder, the creator, who it is, come up on and be like, hey guys, thank you so much for agreeing to be boosters for our campaign. Again, here's everything you have to know. Really just get them riled up, get them the squad going, get them encouraged, get them out there, and then they start selling, right? Keep the momentum going, keep communicating with them well, don't just do a one-time send at the beginning and then just let it go. Like, continue to feed them updates, continue to give them, just like you would with your backers, the information that they need to kind of keep the momentum going. And then just beyond that, just the basics, make sure that, in that planning phase, you've thought out a good commission structure, right? So obviously, you have to consider what your margins are going to be when you're considering what the commission is that you're going to go. You don't want to give more commission than you're going to make margin. But it's a dance, obviously you want to keep your margins nice and healthy, but you also want to provide a commission rate that's going to be as enticing as possible, really motivate those affiliates. As previously mentioned, just to give you a ballpark figure, typically what we see is anywhere from 5 to 20%. The higher the commission, usually for like lower cost rewards, it has to be worthwhile for the affiliate. And the lower commission for like the bigger items, if you're doing like an e-bike or something, it's going to be like a really high value thing. Something like 5% on its own is still very enticing, even if the affiliate's only going to sell a couple of units. So these are got some key things to consider as you're putting together your campaign.
Amazing. Well, let's dive into the pledge manager side, because I think that's a super interesting spot, because I know a lot of creators, it's typically an afterthought in terms of, oh, I thought the platform was going to do all of that for me, where that typically isn't the case, unfortunately. And that's why you guys have created the pledge manager side of this, through talking to the community, talking to the creators, and saying, what other pain points do you have that we could potentially solve with our massive software team? And I think Pledge Manager fills that gap. When should someone look to getting set up with Pledge Manager? Is there a certain amount of backers or a certain time in the campaign when they should be starting to get set up with you guys on it?
Right. So much like when you're prepping for your campaign, your crowdfunding campaign, or your referral marketing campaign, the earlier you put some thought and put your strategy together, the better. So why is that so important? So for instance, So let's say you're coming up with the very like the key elements, like what are the cost of your various reward tiers? What is in each reward tier? One strategy might be to keep a much more streamlined reward tier structure with the costs and the price of each as low as possible, with the knowledge that you're going to be able to charge things like shipping and taxes later on through your survey, right? So it's just another way of like enticing people like early on with the more enticing offer. It's more simple. You know, they're also going to be able to purchase some of these things like as an add-on, as a reward tier upgrade. People have a lot more confidence, you know, later on in this process when they know that the campaign has been successful. They know now that this thing is going to happen. It's not just like a, you know, a wishful dream that like, hey, I've got this great idea. Let's see if it works. Like, the market has spoken. We've raised our funds. We're going to do this now. Now that people have that confidence, like, oh boy, like this is really going to happen. You know, it's not going to be much longer until we start to see the action happen, the production happen. They're much more likely to want to get the add-ons, get the reward tier upgrades. But you want to think about that like early on. Okay. You want to make sure you do your research into, you know, like what platform you want to use. So, you know, you're using the pledge manager, like which features you can use. You can do the add-ons. You can include your shipping in that. You can include your taxes in that. Or you're going to do reward tier upgrades. What are set upgrades? So you want to make sure you get that set up really early. You don't necessarily need to implement anything with the tool at that point. You just need to make sure that you've put the thought in. Then as soon as your campaign is kind of coming to an end, now is the time where you might want to start activating and enabling a pledge manager. You can't really get going with the pledge manager in earnest, like until the campaign has begun and you start to be able to import like backer data and all that kind of stuff into it. So that just kind of gives you a sense. There's no need to actually pull the trigger until you've started. You could wait also until, you know, once it's all done before you get it all set up. But again, you should have at least put the thought in prior to getting started, because it can alter your entire strategy around it. So just a couple things to consider around the timing for that. And ultimately it really depends on your strategy around like when, like how early or how late do you want to send your backer survey compared to like when your production date and your shipping date all is. So make sure you give some thought to the macro calendar of your entire program.
Speaking of the macro view on things, Kickbooster's been a pioneer in the software side of things, you know, for helping not only crowdfunding campaigns, but obviously post crowdfunding and all the things needed there. Where are you guys headed next, or where do you guys see some of the opportunities to create, you know, further opportunities to work with these creators?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So what we're most actively working on is just continuing to add like new and additional features like to our pledge manager. Every new pledge manager customer they come in, they have often just really good suggestions. Some people have like a very unique idea that's different than, you know, the bulk of people doing their thing. And often it's like, whoa, that's a really good idea. I don't know if anyone else has really thought of that. So again, things like including that shipping information, the tracking info. It's a fairly easy, fairly simple concept, but you know, a lot of backers have thought that that's a really cool feature. But we're going to continue to add new and additional features to our pledge manager. We're looking at things like pre-orders, stuff like that. So all of these things combine into just making this a more rich, more fulfilling experience for the crowdfunding creator, just giving them more tools to do what they want the way that they want it. On the referral and affiliate marketing side, you know, a big change, or like quite a big change since when we initially launched, is just the absolute explosion on kind of the influencer side of things, right? So, you know, affiliate marketing has been around since, you know, e-commerce really got started. You know, we put two together. It's a perfect model. It makes a lot of sense for anything online selling, which is why we brought it in for the crowdfunding model. You know, it is a really, really, really effective way, you know, to boost sales and pledges online. So what has changed since then is really like the social media aspect continue to just blow up more every year, more and more and more and more, like more platforms coming out. Like 2015, you know, people weren't really talking about TikTok and stuff like that too much then. So we continue to work on ways on connecting better and better one-on-one with creators and influencers out there on social media. So right now we're working on ways that we can help improve, make those connections between them, you know, help people find content creators, I should say, that are in their niches. So that's something that we're going to be focusing on heavily in the, you know, days, weeks, months to come for the referral tool.
Amazing. Well, I know the audience is going to be excited. you.